So it's probably not this big a deal if God was going to incarnate in human flesh, that the family that he would come to be a part of would be dysfunctional. In some ways, every family is somewhat dysfunctional. Somewhere, you got a skeleton in your closet, I know it. What's remarkable is that he came into this family and he didn't contribute to the dysfunction. The dysfunction actually stops with Jesus here. It ends. So that what Jesus then contributes is not the perpetuation of the natural family, which is what so many of us end up doing. We end up either doing what we've seen, or we try to react to not do what we've seen, and in so doing, then we sin in the opposite direction. We overcompensate, we over-adjust on the other side. And because we don't want to be harsh like our dad was harsh, he was just mean. So then we're too passive and we let too much stuff go. Or we're harsh and don't want to be that way. The remarkable thing about Jesus is when he came, he was able to stop all that stuff. It tells us in the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, that when Jesus came, he did not come in the fulfillment of the fleshly commandment, but he came instead in the power of the endless life. Meaning that what Jesus brought to this genealogy and what Jesus brings to this world, the power of the endless life, the power of eternal life, what Jesus brings here is sufficient to overcome any natural influence that the family would bring. And there is no greater influence than the family. I don't care what you say. There is no greater influence in this world than the family. I've seen it over and over again in ministry and in society. You try to do this and you try to fix. There's no greater influence than the family, except the spiritual influence of Jesus Christ to born somebody anew and to make them a new creation. And now almost in some ways, boom, 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 you can just see it, right? You can see the sin passed down one generation to the other. See the dysfunction passed down. See, and now boom, boom. And now here we are. And we're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. And the Lord comes to us and says, listen, let me make you different. Why don't you track your line? Not through your natural birth. Why don't you track your line through your spiritual birth? Why don't you track your line through me? And in some ways, we need to see ourselves less. Mike Gogler, the son of Dennis and Karen. And more, Mike Gogler, the son of the Most High God. And that relationship trumps the other ones. That relationship overrides the other ones. Jesus, remember, he said with the communion last week, you have to hate these other relationships in comparison to loving me. That relationship with God, with Jesus, overrides its other things. And then, remarkably, you can be of some benefit to your family when you put it in the right order and you handle it in the right direction, as Jesus was for all of these people.